this book says I'm allowed to hit you. And this book says that you're going to burn. And this book says that you're going to die young if you don't honor me. Hey, welcome back to Uncivilized Rebirth, a place where we do a deep dive on healing, what that looks like, looking at trauma in our lives and how to not only navigate past that, wow, there goes my phone, but how to reprogram our character reel so the past is no longer applicable for our future. Today there's a special guest on here. It's my hoodie. I've had it since 2007. It's been a loyal companion and I would like to introduce it to you. It's an awesome hoodie. Today I want to talk about belief and the power of it and your choice of belief. So in society, when we are raised, we are told what to believe, how to believe it, what religion to believe, what to believe about science, what to believe about history, what to believe about our family, what to believe about our presidents, what to believe about our nation's history and our world's history. And when I say that, as I get older and I start seeing these documentaries of people who are traveling the world and exploring, the history that they are uncovering that I'm learning about is nothing like what I was taught or what I learned about or what I heard. And then I start learning about our presidents and the type of men they were. There were presidents who had slaves. There were presidents who were just straight up murderers. I would say borderline, Andrew Jackson was borderline psychopath. He went down to Florida and just murdered people, indigenous people. Then the founding of our nation. And this is not to say that I don't care about the people here or that I would not fight for the people or support them. It's to say that the narrative that we are fed may not be the right narrative. And then you look at religion. Kids are forced to believe certain things and demanded depending on the family system that they are raised in or born into. So you could have a kid born in India who is raised to identify as consciousness and not to have, and I'm not saying all people over there are raised that way, but not to have these preconceived notions that differentiate them from others, likes and dislikes. And then let's say here in America, oh my gracious, you get born into certain families and you can be forced and beaten to submit to what you're told to believe. And then just scared out of your pants to believe it. Like telling a little kid that the Bible says I'm allowed to hit you. And this is a direct attack on Christianity right here. I won't, gloves off. So it's like, this book says I'm allowed to hit you. And this book says that you're going to burn. And this book says that you're going to die young if you don't honor me. And this is as in coming from parents. What if those parents are just horrible, horrible people? But then they refer to this book and that little kid thinks that the creator of the universe wrote that book and that these parents have full reign to make them believe whatever they want them to believe. And then when they don't, hurt them. Well, you know what? I don't ascribe to that. I may have said that word wrong. Please leave it in the comments if I did. And then you have so many offshoots of Christianity. The Christianity thing is like so broken down into different, almost like cult groups, here. And inside every single one, their interpretation of the Bible is correct. and that other sect is going to hell and they're going to heaven. But inside of this one, they are correct with their interpretation, and this sect is going to hell and burning forever. Who's right? How can you have every single denomination being right? Like, let's say there's 50 denominations right here, and this one is right, and you're raised to believe it, and all these are wrong. Then you come over here, this one is right, and all these are wrong. Inherently, doesn't that tell you that they're all wrong? If they cannot unify under one belief system, but they're so fractured, when you take a step back in disbelief of like, what is going on here? You look at it overall and you see that this structure is designed to hide evil. And that is, in my heart, what I've come to believe about some religions. I keep looking at my mustache. The other day I had some hairs sticking down, and I don't want to do that again, so I keep rolling it up. So you have like this religion, and there's these disciplines inside the religion. And if a person memorizes and remembers a lot of the teachings in this book, and then reads a lot of books about this book, and then holds those practices very, very disciplined, in a disciplined manner, and lets everybody see it, then they can hide evil very, very easily. Very easily. And it's like, oh, they're up there in a pulpit. They're preaching. Oh, they're up there every Sunday. They take their kids to church every Sunday, or every Wednesday night. It's the perfect guise for evil. Not guys, but just the way to conceal evil. And then what they do is they're like, I do this one horrible sin 3 or 4 times a year, but I pray and confess. And I hope I don't do it again. Well, hoping and praying is not going to prevent you from doing your secret evil in private. You know what will do that? Actually going in and reprogramming that flaw in your character. That's what it takes. And the Bible doesn't teach that. The Bible does not teach how to program out flaws. The Bible teaches shame, blame, and judgment, and pain and suffering. So check this out. You have a God that's all about death and destruction. But then you have these parents in this world we are in now who are very flawed. And then they raise a child, and when they're raising that child, the child emulates what that parent does. Well, when the parent does stupid crap that they shouldn't be doing, the child sees it, the child copies it, then what does the parent do inside that religion? I see that you're doing something that I don't like, which I actually taught you. Now I'm going to hurt you so you don't do it again. So that's teaching the person to just hide their stuff even more. It's like, I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to hide it. They're not explaining, hey, listen, I set a terrible example. I was a piece of garbage, and I am going to work on changing. And through my example, I would like to help you not to do this anymore also. Let's do this together. Versus, I'm going to cause you pain and to fear me so you won't do what I do. My mother would say this, and she thought it was so funny. She'd say, do what I say, not what I do. And she thought that was hilarious because she would just hurt. It's like, I'm going to hurt you when you do the things that I do and I don't like it. And the same with the father figure. These people were inside religion and they were just greatly deceived on how to live because what I saw growing up inside a religion is as long as you act a certain way and conduct yourself a certain way and say the right things, that you can do whatever you want to your children and get away with it and get away with it and get away with it. Because when you go out in public and your child is scared of you and sad, you just laugh at them. You look at the other adults and say, oh, he's just having a bad day. I don't know what's wrong with him. That's what the people that abused me did inside religion. And then they blamed me because I was not saved. The message here basically boiled down is for whoever you are. It's that you do not have to believe what people demand you to believe. I truly do not believe you're going to burn in hell. I don't believe that the creator of the universe made something so amazing only to immediately be like, all right, you're going to hell now if you don't submit to what these people tell you to submit to that was written and interpreted by men. Because men's heart are, well, it's like everybody has good and evil. And so people can lean towards evil because it gets them what they want easier. So when you have all these interpretations, of course, it's going to be geared towards men profiting off of it and it pushing their agendas. So I would venture to say that seeking God or the Creator is not done through what men write or what men tell you to do. And we don't have to believe what our broken ancestors have forced us to believe. And once you break out of that, you find true freedom. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to end with this. So, people inside religion, they're like, not all religions, but in certain religions, they talk about you were carefully crafted and knitted in perfection by the Creator to be born. You know, it's like you were created in the womb. You got that right. Cool. Yes. But then as soon as you're born, you're going to hell. You're going to burn. Even though you were carefully, meticulously crafted, just because you were born, you're going to burn in hell now. Unless you submit to all this stuff and have like a ceremony where you eat fake flesh and drink blood. Well, it's just wrapped up in words to make it sound better, but that sounds a little bit like dark witchcraft. We're going to pretend to eat flesh and pretend to drink blood. What the HEL double hockey sticks is that? No thank you. Personally, no thank you. But I will say this though, and then I'll wrap it up. I already said that. I believe that the Creator knitted us together and carefully created us with this super advanced technology that we have no idea how it works. We don't know how life works, and we don't have a clue how our soul gets attached to our body in the womb. But it's a miracle. It's amazing. And when you're born, your soul and your mind are just... your soul is in solid condition. It's good to go. And you're just super joyous. You know, it's like as you grow up, you know, it's like toddlers have so much joy. And the brain is a blank slate to get programmed. And that's what's happening. It's getting programmed. All jacked up. All jacked up. And that just messes things up. Hey, wherever you are on your journey in life, I just want to encourage you, because whatever has happened in your past, I want to validate it. It's probably miserable, but your past does not have to define your future when you unshackle from the beliefs, the structures, and the programming that are in your brain. And Uncivilized Rebirth, people think of Uncivilized and you think of somebody running out of the woods in a loincloth, like with twigs hanging out of their hair. Yes, okay, that's one version of Uncivilized. Another version of Uncivilized, I looked at my mustache again on top of the beard. Another version of Uncivilized is being highly disciplined and believing what you want to believe. Because look at civilization, and then if you move yourself to this part, which is, let's say there's like this undertow of civilization, you get caught up and you're like, oh crap. But you get up here on the surface and you're kind of paddling, you're around there, you learn to swim, doing a good job, and you're not with other schools of fish in that civilization, you're uncivilized. But you've brought yourself to a higher level. So there's two types of uncivilized. And the latter is the uncivilized that I'm becoming, or want to become. I hope you gleaned something out of this. If you liked it, you like it. You liked it. If you didn't, you didn't. I'm not good at ending videos yet. Like and subscribe if you like this. If you have any questions or comments or validations or something, leave them below. And I'm going to end this video for today.